Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Dojo Live. I am Tulio Sergusa, broadcasting from Southern California. Today is Thursday, March 4th, 2021. We have an interesting topic of discussion today, video messaging, talking about the highest form of asynchronous communication. But before we go into all that, let's welcome our co-hosts, Carlos Ponce from Cuernavaca, Mexico, and Kim Lantis, who is still in Montana. Hi, Kim. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And of course, let's not forget our guest. Our guest is the Chief Revenue Officer at Dubb, Darius Santos. Hi, Darius. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. Thanks.
So we're very curious to learn about what Dubb is doing and how video has just evolved, not just from a social media sharing, but also as a way of communicating on messages, for example. But before we go into all that and introduce the topic for today, let's get to know you a little bit. Darius, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll find out what Dubb is all about too.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So I'll start at the beginning here, but keep it brief. Grew up in Sacramento, went to Sac State. Right after college, moved out to Los Angeles to kind of pursue all the kind of artsy thing, maybe be an actor, maybe do some of this, some of that. So had that kind of chance to explore. It was really fun. And then got into real estate for about 5 minutes. And then I met the founder of Dubb.com. And he's like, hey, I'm working on something brand new. And I need someone like you to help me do this here. And we partnered up and haven't looked back since. And that was almost 4 years ago. So that's kind of the beginning of it. Besides my work here at Dubb.com, which I like to think that we are really pioneering the whole video messaging piece, and we'll be able to go into that some more. That's the topic today. But I would say that besides the work here at Dubb, I'm a science fiction fantasy author. Not published yet, so I've got like 150,000 words ready to go, which is like a Harry Potter book or something. So I'm almost there. And fitness enthusiast, dog parent for now. That's about it. Yeah.
Nice.
We're all locked down right now. So
we've had so many guests on Dojo Live where we'll be able to say we knew them then. We knew them
right.
then.
Yeah.
So tell us about Dubb, Dubb.com. What is it?
So really what Dubb is a video messaging platform. And when I say video messaging, it's kind of intentional because we know Zoom, we know this type of video conferencing, we know YouTube, we know that form of video. But for a lot of people, this asynchronous video communication or video messaging is kind of a new concept where you can send a video to them as a way of saying, hey, I wanted to share some information with you without getting on a Zoom via video. And then you can send a message to me back via video. So it's this kind of, like I said, asynchronous video communication. And that's really what Dubb's all about. We're trying to make it to where it's just as easy or easier, in fact, to communicate with video than it would be to write a text or write a text message. Like if you're typing out a paragraph of more than 50 words or 100 words, you could probably say it faster and be more effective in your communication, build more trust, relationships, all that kind of stuff that happens. And why we're jumping into Zooms in the first place.
So it's a voicemail with image.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually very.
No, it's more like a message with video. I love it.
It's all of the above. Exactly. Like a voicemail drop where you get to articulate all the things you want to say without having a giant paragraph that nobody's going to read. It's like the benefits of that plus the face-to-face kind of connection of video. So
I love it. So eventually we won't even need a keyboard. That's
exactly
the end goal here. That's
we
the end
still need
goal.
a finger or a thumb or something.
I actually have carpal tunnel for my thumb that I've developed.
You can poke it with a pencil in your mouth.
It's so bad. It's the worst feeling ever. Okay, so let's go into the topic. Who's introducing the topic today? We have a million questions. It's an interesting topic.
Yeah, that would be me. First of all, thank you, Darius, for being here. So the topic that you specifically chose today is how organizations are leveraging video messaging to adapt our new environment and that's what we're talking about. So first of all, why did you? I'm getting some feedback here. I'm sorry.
You got the headset in, right?
I do.
We're not hearing it, so just keep going.
Great. We're good. Perfect. I'll just be annoyed, and I'm glad I'm the only one. So my question for you, Darius, is why did you choose that topic specifically?
Well, I chose this topic because we are having a massive influx of these people that are traditionally in outside sales roles, people that are knocking on doors, people that are calling people that are in offices. and they were really struggling with this pandemic, right? With nobody's in the office, people are not answering they're not in the office to answer the door or the phone, and so people with these traditional travel around roles, they needed a way to get in front of people in a more personal way, because they're left to email almost exclusively. So of course, as we all branched into LinkedIn, that exploded with the pandemic, because they're like, hey, I need a way to communicate besides email. And so this is really the problem that we were facing, and it was across all industries, right? Everyone has these outside sales reps, or not everyone, but a large percentage of companies have these outside sales roles. And even inside sales, it's the same situation. You're cold calling, you're trying to get into people that are in offices, and they're just not there. And what that also did is vastly increase the amount of traffic people are getting in their emails and in their LinkedIns and stuff. And so it becomes even more important to try to differentiate yourself from all that traffic and the people you're already competing with in email and LinkedIn boxes. So that's the reason I chose today's topic, is because we were really able to help a large number of people overcome this very big problem. And I think that it's just a message that everyone should be aware of, that there is a solution, there is some hope out there, that you can differentiate yourself and find a way to still get heard.
That's great. I love it. So when it comes to this approach to differentiating yourself, at what point, and I'm sure there's a vast majority of use cases here with what you do, and I'd ask you to explain those. But right now, with the role that I have, and you mentioned cold calling, and that's really hard right now because everybody's working from home. Nobody's answering the work numbers. So if I'm going to reach out via email or via LinkedIn, at what point would it be most effective for me to use this video messaging?
Well, I would say that there's two kind of touch points. In LinkedIn, is just a little bit different than email. So if you're in an email, I would say immediately your very first touch point should have a video in it, because there's so much data out there just showing that even the word video in your subject lines will increase your open rates almost universally. So tons of data out there showing that is significant incremental increase in open rates just by putting the word video. So having video for John in the subject line will probably get you some lift. And then of course, if someone's like doing some shopping, or they're looking for quotes, or they're in that process, they're probably getting several messages back. And that's your opportunity to distinguish yourself from the competition, where they're getting this kind of paragraph or maybe just plain text or whatever. And then they're getting a video from you that allows you to kind of make a human connection, put your face to it, and also provide any visuals there.
So how does Dubb make that scalable? If I'm wanting to send out 50, or I don't know how many emails I'm sending out in a day.
Yeah.
How can I scale that and still make it personal?
Absolutely, a great question. And so the idea there is, like I said, it's making it as easy as possible to record a video as you could write an email. And we all know what the magic with email, it comes in templates, right? Where we have these templatized emails, so you can just kind of put in their name, or better yet, there's like a mail merge. And Dubb works almost the same exact way, where you can have templatized videos where you record a video and you say, hey, John, I wanted to share a quick video with you. And there's going to be a pre-built playlist of videos, like a custom outro, custom body, or a pre-recorded intro or outro, so that you're able to build a fully customized kind of video playlist very quickly. So you spend 15, 20 seconds saying, hey, John, we made a video just for you, and I know you're going to find some value in it. Check it out. And then the whole kind of pitch gets added on there, so you can have a very developed outbound kind of video approach with minimal effort.
And the majority
Darius,
of the users oh, go ahead, Carlos. You have a question. Go.
Yeah, I have a question. That's what we have the chat here for. In case you don't remember. Yeah, Darius, I have a question. Yeah, let's say, what would you say to, let's say, the average user who, even those old timers like myself, that might be more prone to preferring, let's say, more traditional means of communication like email, even phone calls, that kind of thing. What would you say to these people who might be even intimidated by video? Just hearing the word video, it brings up images for some people of even production. It's video. Yes. I need to produce. I need to worry about the cameras and such. What would you say? How friendly is it? And what would you say to these people who are afraid or are intimidated by these types of great tools that we now have at hand, like Dubb?
this is probably one of the biggest hurdles that, you know, as a video platform people face. Like there was originally some kind of fear with Zoom, and then when people realized they didn't have an alternative and that's how they were going to make their money, they're like, all right, I got to get on here. And so I would say that for that, there are workarounds. Just like on Zoom, you can leave your camera off. You can do the same with Dubb, where you're actually able to just record a visual of whatever you're trying to share, like a quote or proposal or website or LinkedIn page or whatever. And you can have it be just your profile picture there with your voice. So you are able to actually exclude your mug from the video if you want to. But at the same time, that is really where a lot of that human personal connection is happening. So to those people, I would encourage them to do that. And I would also show them some very specific examples of some people just like themselves that are, you know, I'm old school, I'm, you know, in this age range, and I don't like new things. And I'm going to say, well, what if I'm going to show you this guy in this industry just like you sent one message and landed a giant deal because his clients had never seen anything like that, because his clients are just like him and they're old school and they're traditional. And when they see something new and really that they've never seen before, it has an amazing impact. And they're like, I've been talking to this guy for 5 years, had no idea who he was or what he looks like, and now I know who he is, and I want to, you know, do business. So I would say that to those people with that kind of worry, or I mean, like it could even be technical, like if you just don't have the environment or a webcam or something, then for those people there are the workarounds where you can provide just a visual and your voice, and you're not required to put the old mug on the screen.
I see. Thank you.
So how does this work, Darius? Is this work with CRM platforms where you attach it into a sequence of messages? Is it something you do through email, through text message, through LinkedIn? How does it actually work?
All of the above. I mean, is it a good time to, if I should show something on my screen here real quick?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah,
All right.
please.
Okay. Let me know when you guys can share it. See?
We're good.
Okay. So here is what an example of what this looks like. There's a little Dubb button right here in
So
Chrome.
you're on, just for the those who might be listening on the podcast, you're on LinkedIn right now. You're on your LinkedIn profile.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me here, for those that are listening and tuning in. We're looking at LinkedIn right now in a Chrome window. And in Chrome, there's what's called a Chrome extension, which in the very top right corner of your profile is a little Dubb button there that'll allow you to record any type of video with just one click. You can record your screen, webcam plus your screen, any combination.
Oh, when you clicked on it, it was actually showing you in this broadcast right now. Interesting.
Yeah, I can say, hey, just wanted to reach out. I wanted to show you something really cool about your LinkedIn profile. Right now, I'm actually creating a screen recording of me on the screen, and I'm annotating it. You're able to pause and resize and make, you know, transitions inside the video. And that's what it looks like, basically. There's the same button, the little Dubb button right inside of LinkedIn, inside of Gmail, HubSpot, Salesforce, Outlook, dozens and dozens of platforms will have this little Dubb button right inside the Compose interface. So when you go to write a message in any of those interfaces that I labeled or mentioned, you can just click the button and record a video instead of typing a long message. So that's really the idea of Dubb is.
So the next time I see someone with manager on their title instead of manager, I can go on there, record a video, and highlight, "Hey, buddy, you spelled manager. Please, you should fix that." Have you guys ever seen that? I find that so annoying.
Manger, right?
Manger, like fix that, dude.
Yeah.
So okay, and then you just attach.
Welcome to the Dojo Live passive aggressive show.
I'm just saying, it's like you see manager. It's a ridiculous example, but the point is, it's not just the video, but you actually, the plugin gives you the annotation on the screen. So if you're showing a product, for example, or could this be used, let's say, for a repair person who's like, hey, I was working on your car and here's the problem, right? Or something along those lines.
Exactly.
So that brings me to the next question, which is, who are the users? Who are the power users right now? Who's taking advantage of this platform right now? What was it built for? What verticals or industries was this really created for?
This, I would say, originally was created for real estate, was where it actually, like I said, got its birth because the founder, Ruben, his wife was in real estate, and he was watching her really struggle with some of the things that, like door knocking and some of the more tedious kind of lead gen efforts that real estate agents go through. So that's originally where it was birthed. And also within his company was working for another company at the time as a kind of demand gen expert, and they were needing to build up these landing pages with videos, and so it was a kind of a dual combination that originated it from advertising and real estate. I would say now that our biggest users are either, it's probably split between enterprise, like larger companies that have hundreds of salespeople in every industry, and then small business, which is service based, real estate, mortgage, insurance, all salespeople. Sales in general is our users. I would say salespeople is our lifeblood here at Dubb.
I noticed as you were showing this, and I think it links back to Carlos' question earlier about perhaps people who are technologically adverse, but the usability of what we saw looked pretty simple. So what types of steps do you go through, or that intentionality at Dubb to be user focused? How do you make sure that's a good experience?
So we've really focused on two parts of the UX. One is the user themselves, the person creating the videos, and then the experience for the person on the other end of the video, because those really have to be in alignment in order to get the best option, the best outcome here. So I would say for UX on user side, we've just focused on trying to make it as easy and simple as possible to record a video wherever you are. So I showed you the little LinkedIn button. It's the same one inside of any interface you're in. So you can literally just click it and record a message as easily as you could type anything out. So that's been the primary focus. The other piece of this is what happens to the video after. So there's some branding and packaging and customization of the video that historically has been very difficult. This is like the biggest hurdle, because people have to go and take some video they recorded, and then they're uploading it to YouTube, and then they're building a landing page, and then they're sharing the landing page with the prospect. So like that's the workaround, and what the Dubb technology has done to optimize that kind of whole workflow for both the user and the recipient. So the recipient benefits from being able to view the video on any device without downloading attachments or anything like that. They just click the image or the link, and it takes them to the full video. So that's the benefit of both ends.
You got me intrigued now, Darius, and definitely, because the other day I was because I also do similar roles to what Kim does, like in terms of SDR and marketing and outreach in general for a number of projects. But the thing is, the other day I thought I had this idea of experimenting with video, but in a totally different way. And you just described it. It's like I was thinking, how do I do this? Okay, let's give it a try. And see, I just thought, I'm going to send out just to test the waters. I'm going to send out a message. And what I did was I wrote my email, and then I used it as a script, and I just went ahead and said, just read it, basically in a natural way. But I had to record the video, upload it to YouTube, and use the link, share the link, and go back and forth. So it was very, it's time consuming, and it was a hassle.
Yeah.
What you're describing now, to me, it's like, it makes a lot of sense. And, this would kind of drive me to the next question that I would like to ask you is, I mentioned YouTube because everybody knows what YouTube is right now. And so just the first thing that comes to my mind. So how do you plan, as Dubb, how do you plan on, let's say, stacking up against all these other, the growing universe of video tools? How do you plan to stack up, or how does Dubb stack up against a number of other tools that might be out there? And I'm interested in hearing why would I want to choose Dubb?
Absolutely. Great question. So I think one common thing that if for those that are listening and those that saw here, that I showed the Chrome extension part, and like that's often compared to like Loom. Many to people in tech or sales or stuff, they're familiar with Loom. It's like a Chrome-based screen recorder. And so that's a piece of technology we're often compared to, or like you described, YouTube. Like, why would I use Dubb when I can just upload it to YouTube and share the link? So I'll kind of start with both of those. One, I want to share just a visual here really quick again. Is that all right?
Sure.
Let me know when you can see this page here.
We're good to go. Just remember our podcast listener.
Yes. So, what I'm showing here is when I created that video using the extension, Dubb builds this entire web page that we're looking at, which has branding, it has a watermark, it has logos, custom background images. And of course, then there's calls to action buttons directly below the video where people can do things like book a time in your calendar. They can send you a video testimonial. They could download attachments, fill out forms, anything you would want someone to do after having viewed a video, they can do so right through your video. So you say, hey, I wanted to reach out to explain more information regarding our product and service, just like I said in the example. And then
so Darius, just very quickly, these buttons, are those customizable? So I set those buttons up based on my preferences? Is that how that works?
Exactly. Anything you would want those buttons to say.
So your call to actions, each user can customize their call to action, whether it's call me or visit the website or order the book or whatever.
All those. Absolutely correct. And the other piece that I mentioned there was that playlist where when you record a video, it's going to automatically bookend it with your pre-recorded videos so you can be really efficient with your time. So in what I described is, hey, Ruben, I wanted to reach out to you, share something special, let me know what you think. And at the end of that video, what I'm doing is I'm clicking here and just showing that when the video ends, it goes into the very next video automatically as though they were merged into a single video.
So it's like a landing page for each particular contact.
Exactly. Every time you create a video, Dubb's generating a landing page with all of these bells and whistles, if you will, all these features and assets to help make sure that video actually drives the activity that you're
and how long lived is it? Like, will this activate 6 months later?
This page will be good for as long as you leave it there. So it's good for indefinitely. Like the Dubb storage is unlimited storage forever. So that page would exist in perpetuity until you go and delete it or password protect it or something like that.
So I can share that page through email, through text, through an embedded campaign, or directly on my social media platforms. That
correct? That's the other part that we focus, the user experience, right? Making sure that it's as easy as you can send messages through any channel, meaning like MailChimp or HubSpot or ActiveCampaign, anything like that. We have direct integrations with all those platforms, and even the tracking works. I didn't even talk about the tracking, by the way. When you send a video or communicate with Dubb, you're able to see specifically who's watching, how much of your video that they watched, if they clicked any of those buttons that I showed. Any engagement on those pages gets tracked. So instead of traditional kind of sales insights where you know if they maybe open the email, maybe if they clicked a link, if you have some really advanced stuff, you can see how long they spent on a landing page. It's like that, except for to the next degree. So we can see exactly what percentage, how many times they watched it, any buttons that they clicked, all that engagement gets tracked in real time as well. So you can get notified on your desktop or your phone when someone's watching it, and it just provides a lot of intelligence for opportunities for follow-up.
Nice. And good time to call. They just saw my video.
Right, exactly.
So let's talk about some video do's and don'ts. What would make for a good video and what would make for a bad one?
I would say that it's more about the placement than anything else. Like the people often talk about length as one measure of video. And I would say that if it's early, shorter is better, right? Short and sweet, punchy, compelling, concise videos that are designed to get them to take the action you want. So like if you're just connecting with somebody, I wouldn't send them a full demonstration video, even if it's the awesome demo, even if it's an amazing demo. You wouldn't try to marry somebody on the first date. And it's the same thing here with using video. You just show them the highlights, the home runs, right? The cool stuff of whatever your product or service is. And now if we're longer down the sales cycle and, middle funnel, bottom funnel, or even post sale, that's when you could provide videos of different lengths, like explainers or contract walkthroughs or proposal things, all kinds of points through it. But I would say that optimal videos are about the audience. So you can like a lot of people want to do bulk messaging, right? Like they want to send one message to the whole list of people. And this isn't specific to video. This is just for all kind of sales, right? You want to send one perfect email to 1 million people, and it just doesn't work that way because everyone's kind of so different. But you can do some targeting where you just know your audience really well, and you can target that message to more specific to that audience. So some of the stuff that I showed around the video, like the playlist and the buttons, those would be catered toward that audience. So don'ts are don't talk too long, like I just did. Don't ramble. Other don'ts are don't send a naked video. Like don't just send the video by itself. give them some way to take action.
Though naked might be appealing.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
That's not what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I know.
I guarantee high click rates on a naked thumbnail.
Okay, so
Darius, I have one more question for you, and this is about the company itself, about Dubb.
Yeah.
We might keep in mind that a lot of our viewers might be maybe folks who are engineers or designers or basically creative people, and who might be looking at Dubb at some point to work, to apply for a job. Now, what would you say to these people about the company culture? What's the company like? What would make it a great place to work? When we can go back to work normally.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think? What would you say that makes Dubb a great place to work?
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, we're like best friends over here. Like we're always talking. We always know what's going on in our lives. I mean, that's part of it, right? Just like the friendship community. But I don't know if that's something that's translatable to everyone's environment, right? Like some people get along, some people don't. But I think that it's just the way our communication works, the way where it all comes from leadership, right? From Ruben, our founder, down to us and to the other leaders in the company, where it's the environment we produce that everything's open. Like we have people that go through some like family troubles and they have extended pay and leave. And like, we want to take care of our employees. We really want them to feel like we're a part of something and to be excited and motivated. Also opportunities for growth. That I think is one of the most exciting things and keeps people inside of Dubb, right? Is the opportunity to know that they're going to go somewhere here. They're not stuck at a position where they don't have that growth opportunity.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Darius.
Yeah.
So I have a question. I have a question about the business model a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you charge for this? Is this a licensed product? Is it per delivery?
Yeah.
How is this set up?
It's a SaaS product, so it's a monthly or annual kind of subscription fee. There is a free version, by the way, a completely free version. So I encourage you guys. It's just like Loom, but a little bit better. So encourage you to use that if you're checking it out. Completely free version. And then there is a SaaS platform. It's like $40 a month typically per user. So like if you're a salesperson, you would probably want your own license. Or if you're a smaller organization, you could potentially all utilize one license and send videos through for internal comms, for training, marketing, all the purposes. But it is typically per license, per month or year.
I really like that model. I like the opportunity, and I think it speaks a lot of your company culture as well, to allow people to utilize this for free and like warm up to it and be like, okay, I like this. This is working. I feel comfortable. Let's get more. I think that's a wonderful approach.
I highly encourage you guys, if you've never tried sending a video, just download Dubb, do a quick video and send it to a couple of your people that have gone cold or some of your closest clients. I mean, you're going to love the responses. I almost guarantee it. Like I can't completely guarantee it because you never know, but I've heard so many countless stories of people. Like I sent one video and my client, I sold this deal, I closed this, they had disappeared for months and all of a sudden they're talking again. So I do encourage, like you said, if you can do it for free, there's free trial, there's free software. I encourage you guys to try to send in a video. It's going to open you up to some new stuff.
Like Gary Vee says, there's no bad videos.
Right?
Just be yourself. Be genuine and be yourself. So
that's the most important part.
It's been great to have you, Darius. We'll have to keep tabs on how you guys progress. I love the name too. Reminds me of like Dubbs, the 22-inch rims.
Yeah, that's the founder always says too. He's like Dubbs. But it's actually
so it's got this cool
like,
factor going to it, from Los Angeles.
Like dubbing, like your voice, like a voice.
Exactly that. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Dubbing life, right? We're going to put video context to what we're doing. So.
All right. Well, it's been great to have you on the show. We wish you a lot of success. We'll make sure we put links on the landing page to go to the site so they can download the plugin. And well, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
This is the last show for the week. We've got the recap show coming up on Monday where we will use that time, which is 10 minutes, to recap the 3 shows we've had this week. So come and join us on Monday at 12 p.m. to get the cliff notes of the 3 shows. And if you'd like to participate, be one of the Brady Bunch squares here, you can just drop a note wherever you're watching us saying, I'd like to participate. And we will be sure to have you on there because we'd love to have guests doing the recap show. And with that, what else we got coming up next week, Carlos?
We got a full week, Tulio. We got 3 shows in a row, and we got on Tuesday we got Bob Miles from Salad. Wednesday we have Ashley McGovern at Relink, and on Thursday we have Miguel Fernandez at Cap Chase. And so those are the 3 shows that I have scheduled. I don't know if there's anything else on the side of RAM, but you should know. If not, those are the 3 shows that we have penciled down for next week, right here on Dojo Live at 12 p.m. Pacific. Join us.
Full calendar.
Excellent. We do have actually a 4th show next week on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific. Yes, we do.
Perfect.
So definitely, it's going to be a full week.
It's going to be a full
Stay
week.
safe, everyone. Have a great weekend.